Next I could bring that watermelon half out here and eat it.
You're gonna scoop it out and then grab it and eat it, and
Yep. Just make like scoops full of watermelon with like a spoon. That's like the best way to eat a watermelon, with a spoon.
yeah. You don't like cutting a slice and then eating it, like biting into it.
You have to get a spoon. That's like the humane thing to do. It's like eating hamburger with a fork, you know what I mean?
Oh.
I linked one of those videos that I found, which is basically like my story of how I switched from having a single family to having Eve as my family, and like treating the people there as like my children, you know what I mean?
Oh.
The people on my ship. I made a video about that a few years ago, and now I have it. Now I have gallery.
Oh.
And I have the group of people as my children, you know what I mean?
The one that makes you cry?
Yeah, it's very good. You have
Is it a happy cry?
No, it's a sad cry, but still a happy cry. You have to understand a lot of references, like for example that I was the first guy to go into that wormhole that they marked there. I was clearly first, you can see it in the event.
Yeah.
And they had another NPC they created with a new title that was the guy that went into it, and it very much mirrored my life story. And then I found my brother's corpse, and the explorer became my brother, and the new guy was like me, and it's all very complex.
What's your name in the gallery game?
I'm going by Hokoelukka.
Oh.
HK Luka.
So did they name you by name?
No, they had a new name, but it was in Finnish. Flake blockage was, if you translate it into Finnish from the words that it had. It was hilen tukos, which in Finnish means like flake blockage.
Oh.
So that's like, and so on. And the other guy was Lucas Riholen, which means nothing in Finnish, but you know, Lucas. You know. And they basically made like 2 characters into the storyline that were the first to explore the thing and find like sleeper enclaves of like dead bodies that the like aliens gathered into like these structures where they basically sleep and so on, like a graveyard of aliens, and we accidentally bumped into it. It was like them bumping into my whole cake character and going like, whoa, what is that thing? And going neuron by neuron and seeing how I've built like an artificial intelligence around. And it was really like, it touched me on a deep level. It was as if you were playing Eve and you now suddenly found a wormhole to a section with like a human graveyard with weird aliens attending it. Oh. You would instantly think, Anthros! Oh. That would be the instant recognition that you would have, like it was programmed for that. And you'd recognize a huge amount of the elements in the thing and like the theme of what they're doing and so on, you know.
Would that be symbolic for the Anthros? Or?
Yeah, it would be the Anthro Society being discovered by our scientists and symbolically being referred back to you so that you can communicate with it better. It was a good experience. It was like finding Norse map, a very lofty experience.
Was that a video you found recently? Or is that your gallery one you're talking about?
It was news on EVE Online that I found like 3 years ago. The EVE Online news channel feels like it's very closely following my life. It's a little uncanny, but I understand the spiritual significance of why and how it came about, and the whole interaction with Archangel Michael building that place, and like how it was built and how it was designed. I get it.
Okay. I'm asking how many light years are you from Earth? And I'm doing 100, no. 1,000, yes. 2,000, no. I'm narrowing in the. They're 1,000 something light years.
I'm getting around 2,000 is what I'm getting.
Oh.
But it's very close if you think about it in terms of the universe being like 93 billion light years across. We're off by a factor of 2 instead of like anymore. We're very close. I think I even said something like 1,000, 2,000.
He says 1757 light years.
Yeah.
I don't know how they have a map of the galaxy pretty well, so.
They have a very good map as far as I can tell. Those thicker burrs are really annoying.
So you responded to my anthro thread, or
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if I read your response. You said something about the British would love this.
Yeah.
And then I edited that post there,
Yeah.
and added the one about the rifle in the bathtub.
Okay.
And you didn't see that, but I told you that already.
Yeah, I didn't see the edit. I'm like a little bit later into it. I rarely see edits.
So that would be British humor, or you pull a rifle out of a bathtub or something?
That's very British. The whole thing is very British.
You said there was an element of French in there too, wasn't there?
I think so.
How would that be kind of French-like?
Love-related jokes, if I recall correctly.
Oh.
Humor about love and connection. Like, the guy who discovered electricity, Benjamin Franklin, sitting in a bathtub with the French queen while the other diplomats are trying to organize military aid for Americas, you know? Stuff like that.
Do you know a British joke?
I know a few, but I can't remember them.
Oh.
Not off the top of my head. I'd have to think about it a little. But British humor is usually very dry and witty. Witty.
Oh, I love British. I have Little Britain. It's a series. It's but they'll be like, I'm the only gay in the village. Davis Thomas. And then they said, sits at home and eats minge. Have you heard of minge?
No.
It's a pussy. It's
Nice.
British slang for pussy. That's British humor.
Yeah.
A way they poke fun or the humor to them is getting scents mixed up.
Yeah.
Like thinking drugs are food or something.
Yeah.
Because they're so reliable and their scent, getting something mixed up would be almost unheard of.
Yeah. Sounds nice. Do you know the Eve Cruiser, the one I fly, has
The L-shaped one?
Yeah,
Or-
has like a crew of 300, and there's
Oh,
like
okay.
specific tables on how many people will survive the ship's destruction, and like if you do get destructed and so on.
Oh.
And I linked that with the movie where the guy has like 400 children and an Eminem song, and I like sang through the entire thing with.
You
the
sang
Eminem
it?
thing. No, not really. I was overlaying it with the Eminem song.
Oh.
And so on. It was it's very nice, you know. It's very like, I think you'll get the whole gist of it. Like me deciding to protect my Eve children.
But them getting a scent mixed up is like our slapstick humor.
Yeah.
It's like you hit somebody in the stomach and they're like, oh, and then they ride a bicycle off a cliff or something
Yeah.
silly. It's just silly to them.
Pie in face. Like the Monty Python joke where the one gets a death sentence by boobies.
Snoo snoo.
No, kind of like, yeah. Death by snoo snoo. Shows as his method of execution being chased by beautiful you know, open-breasted women without like any inhibitions, and then being like driven off a cliff, you know.
Have you seen Wishmaster?
Nah.
He grants wishes, but he's a djinn.
Yeah.
And he twists your wish. One guy wanted to be with 3 women at once, and at first it was all sex, all like intimate, and then they started clawing at him and ripping him apart.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
like Mara.
Twisting your wish.
That's like the 3 sisters of Mara. Oh. The Buddhist thing that tortures, like, tries to get Buddha to stop being a Buddha.
Oh, yeah.
They fail, and that really reminds me of the goddess thing. Like, the 3 sisters of Mara. I'm like, evil, you know what I mean? I get a huge feeling of that occasionally. But they're angels trying to pull you back to your life from a state of unconsciousness and supremacy. Basically, from my understanding of Buddhism, it basically denotes death as the ultimate liberation from life. It, in my opinion, is a death-oriented and death-worshipping religion, same as Christianity. To get a life-worshipping religion, you'd have to get something along the lines of Taoism or Shinto.
Are you a little in favor of Hinduism?
Yeah, Hinduism seems nice because life is everlasting and you can never escape the circle. Oh. When you do escape the circle, you become God, and when it's God's time to recreate, which will happen eventually, you become part of the system again. Oh. You know, so you can't escape the everlasting cycle of reincarnation. You can get eternal good lives that never end, and you always reincarnate into a good life, but you'll still incarnate into a good life. God abhors a vacuum is basically what they're saying.
It's like you can't not exist.
Yeah. But then again, I do like the law of one and Buddhist idea that you can eventually end the cycle by becoming timeless and then merging back with God. But basically that just feels like you will create the universe again just because you'll create the universe again. That just feels like that to me. But maybe God is using them as the holes that make the trickle vent, so you don't ever like become active again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, possible. God is clearly using the trickle vent technique. I wonder if I've explained on record the trickle vent technique. I don't remember, I think I have.
I see a video like, oh, I smell food. Oh, it's a pickle or something. That's there.
Fooling a dog by giving them a carrot and like slathering it in like burnt fat or something. This is crunchy. Ew, it's a fruit. It's fruit. Did you know when they originally brought the potato over from the New World, they used to eat the leaves instead of the underground part?
No.
Yeah, they did that initially, and then they realized that you're supposed to eat the underground part.
They used to think tomatoes were poisonous.
Yeah.
And I guess it took a brave soul to eat one and find out.
Yeah. A lot of food has been figured out like that the community thinks it's poisonous and some kind of preparation will make it edible. I think we should, in large scale, start to eat every animal on the planet that is in the least endangered category and reduce our eating of cows and such.
Yeah.
And eat like veal and everything that's in the least eaten meat category. That's how we should start switching over to vegetable food, not like going to vegetable immediately.
He says that they don't have cows, but they have like a yak-like animal.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they can slaughter one or something like that to be humane, but they do.
They can.
Maybe they're in communication with it, and it's okay. It lays its life down or something, and they're harmonious.
Can you imagine a nugget being made out of sparrows, for example? Oh. You know, webbing sparrows until they're like one step down in the endangerment scale, like in the second least endangered category. Like you're
not talking about eating like bugs, are you?
Every animal on the planet.
Bugs are like outweigh every other life form.
Yeah, we should eat
except bacteria.
Yeah, we should eat every possible life form on the planet, including bacteria, at least.
Algae.
Until they lower by one step on the least endangered scale and give space for the ones that are endangered to breed more. And we shouldn't hunt or eat them. And we should limit our eating of animals that seem to be like massively farmed. You know what I mean?
But chickens outnumber humans, I heard.
Yeah, that's how we do it. They should make a movie where all the farm animals rebel against humans, like the book Farm, something like Farm by George Orwell. I can't remember. Where the pigs are in the end indistinguishable from humans and become the same kind of oppressor.
You might understand this, but what do you call a rainbow? He says. A peacemaker. I'm not sure if I just was getting that wrong or...
Yeah, I kind of get it, because rainbow splits like white light into many different lights, and it makes pieces of the one light. It's like...
Oh, it's PIEC.
That's what I kept.
Oh, that's pretty clever with the words.
Yeah. That was a very clever joke.
Oh.
Peacemaker. Maybe we could have to do it better by saying prison, but I do get it. The Di Malkovich thing was very weird.
You haven't seen John Malkovich, the movie?
Yeah, I have seen
it. It's Being John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Is that the one where the lady has a degree in speech impedimентology and?
I don't remember. Not well enough.
He has a degree in speech impedimентology, and she has a bad speech impediment.
Yeah.
And the boss doesn't even see that. He just trusts everything she says or whatever.
10-20. I think I'm gonna go get at least one more energy drink. They're gonna be half gone by the time you guys leave at the rate that we're going through them. My friend complimented the video and said that it's funny that I say that I'm gonna do a short channeling in 38 minutes.
Yeah.
Said that it's very good when you hear the background audio of nature as well. He said that it's very good for the video, you know, when you hear like birds chirping and such.
He's telling me, he's giving me an if scenario. What if you were trapped in a hole and the way you could get out was an alien and brought you out, but you would have to repeat that over and over again, getting out?
That'd be weird. That's like love.
Stuck in a time stream.
That's like how we treat love. Gets us out of the hole of ourselves. That's like God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
getting in a hole and only being able to get out by alien influence.
Maybe that pays tribute to their short attention span. It's like they're always doing something over and over again. They're in the moment, and then they're in the moment over and over again.
Yeah.
So something's always new.
Yeah. Seems like they have an understanding of that. I get a very visceral sense of their species and the Federation trying to explain to a collection of human scientists, religious people, and political deciders that I'm actually the god of humanity. Like in a very visceral sense, trying to explain that. And that's very weird to me.
Yeah.
I understand how ever since I've been alive, my thoughts reflect humanity, so that when I do like one thing or desire for one thing, I get like a immediate response from humanity changing in that direction. And I do recognize that when I had the LSD experience, I literally became God. And you know, I think I've come down from it, but I do understand why they're explaining me as God instead of like a reincarnation of God or an angel or something. They're not saying like one true God, you know, that he will never die and be like immortal, non-changing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the moment that they're looking at life, he's the God, you know what I mean? They're trying to explain that worldview, that group, and they're very like dismissive of it, and I'm like, interesting.
So my anthro there, he sees you more like God and me more like a child, like a youngling.
He kind of sees you like a sleeping God instead of a child, you know what I mean? But he definitely sees God as both of us, and like sees like God in both of us, you know what I mean? And sees that you will become God as well, most likely, and be like external and powerful enough and still connected to humanity through external desires, but never like getting your desires like through humanity, you know, always having like an exterior force to influence humanity.
Yeah.
And they're using that instead of like alien, you know what I mean, to describe me. Like a lot of the guys in the community are describing me as alien, and the aliens are very specifically describing and going like, no, he's actually God, you know.
But aren't these anthros in touch with their infinite nature?
Mm-hmm.
Every being is infinite.
Yeah, but in the way that not all people seek for spiritual power, understanding, or divine connection, or love, or anything like that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who seek other things, and like it was initially there as well, but thanks to my search and activation of it, they're referring to me like not as a potent spirit, you know what I mean? Not as an archangel, as a potent angel, but distinctly God. Like it's like he has become God, he's one with God, you know, instead of like describing as an angel, for example, who has a separation from God.
Do you think what this thing about the being pulled out of a hole is this anthro is kind of pulling me out of a hole, but it's going to be over and over again, like
teaching you the love of God, and the like that God has to pull himself out of the hole by reincarnating like eternally. Having that as the thing that he's teaching you in a way, I feel that. There it is. I thought I felt a sticker. Ah! Bung water on my shoe, at least it didn't go in my shoe. There we go. That's separate. I'm dropping it there. Do sense like there's something else stinging me as well.
I asked him to tell me something like scientific, and he says there's planets that can or technology or something that can shift out of phase from a black hole, so it can kind of go through one.
Yeah, seems likely. It would seem a black hole exists in all phases of reality only when it's all matter in the universe, or only at its final moment when it becomes a white hole, then it exists at all points in the universe. Seems like.
Yeah.
Otherwise it just ripples through like most of it, you know what I mean? That inertia will eventually stop the gravity wave, which is its basic radiation form.
I keep getting a strong 0.2 seconds the time it takes our thoughts to get to him.
Yeah. Seems likely. That's probably the distance of their main orbiting probe from Earth, you know what I mean?
Oh.
I guess that would be the distance that it would take us at light speed to like get there, and then like a minusculely short period of time for it to transcribe it into a form of language that his computer can understand and then talk to it.
Oh,
I kind of sense that, but it's possible we're talking about a astral connection in this case. Though it still feels kind of strong that he's using technology to contact us, but the technology aspect is getting lower as he's becoming more like in tune with telepathy.
Yeah.
Basically, I get that sense. There was a lawyer that got pulled over in the US and was recording the police officers pulling him over, and the police officers said that that it's currently illegal to film a police officer doing a pullover, and he was like, was that a new law? Because he was a lawyer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know the ending of it, but it seemed weird for the police officers to say that it's illegal to film police officers, you know?
Yeah.
It seemed synchronicitous in an evil way.
Thomas, I'm gonna go rest my back. Put the laundry in the dryer.
All right.
Make sure the thing don't have no fuzz on it.
Yeah, that was harsh.
Is the Hamplucid bad?
Huh?
How's the Hamplucid?
It's good, but it isn't strong enough to hide the taste of the other thing. It's really good though. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get an energy drink.
That white thing, Thomas.
What?
This white thing, put it in the other room. Or in the back.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Out of the way, we don't need that. Mister, here we go. I'm gonna go rest. There's some chicken in there if you guys want it. You can find all this stuff. Yeah. Oh, hell. I gotta go relax. Okay, this is supposed to fucking go in there. There it goes. Alright. I gotta be careful about that canvas. I don't want that scratched.
Mother very clearly said in the astral a while back that I'm the reason she's able to walk. She very clearly said that in the astral. I considered it interesting.
Do you know if their planet has a quarantine?
Feels like a mild one.
I didn't ask him because I don't think he would know.
Just had a weird conversation in the astral. I got a message from first a neutral source that said if he's this powerful towards them in a healing way, referring to you two, from me, we really gotta take him into account or something like that in a positive way. Then it was kind of like my spirit saying that they're trying to get it to be the American opinion, like thinking that it's like the opinion of the American government and population, but it's very clearly from Finland and they're not accepting that as an opinion. Then the spirit guys from Finland said the opinion like publicly to the American guys, and they said, do you really think we want those kinds of freaks, referring to you and your mother, to be healthy? And then there was like a pause, and I decided not to say anything. And I asked the US military specifically, not my own military, the same question. And they said, of course, they want them to be healthy, because the only way for everyone, anyone anywhere to be healthy is to include as many other outgroups as they can and keep them all healthy.
Yeah.
Like very angrily to the government and going like, what you can do? You know what I mean?
Oh.
What can you do? Feels like the US military is trying, but they're getting like crap as a result from it, but they're really trying to go with the path of everybody should be healthy, because that's the only way to keep the species healthy, in other words, the individual healthy.
Have you ever talked astrally, like, to the sun?
Yeah.
Does it have anything to say, or?
Yeah, it's a little weird. It's kind of how shall I describe this? An egotistical, angry ball that's not evil, of like burning trash and basically ego, but not in an evil way. It's very similar to like me in a way. I feel like my ego is essentially the sun, but I'm not my ego, so you know what I mean. It's kind of like a burning ball of trash that you can like connect with if you can like withstand the fact that they're gonna like, first of all, they're gonna make you black because you get burned by the sun very easily. Anytime I'm like, I notice that I walk around and people treat me like I'm a white guy, and I start watching like videos of sun activity, like just videos of live sun activity. If I watch it for a few hours and go outside, everybody treats me like I'm a black man for some reason, because the sun burns your skin so much. You know what I mean?
What about his star? Does it smell like trash?
Burning obnoxious perfume. Like it smells like somebody put every nice perfume bottle in like a huge fire and lit it on fire, and it's basically trash. For us, we smell like trash, but it's, you know, with a toilet, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's basically the same thing, but it doesn't smell like our trash. It smells like burning cans of perfume.
Is their logos their sub whatever logos, their star, friendlier than ours?
Probably not. It's more isolationist. I get a sense of bugs walking on me, but I see nothing. Feels like it's more isolationist.
Yeah, they're kind of independent.
Yeah, we seem to be very friendly.
Well, but they're harmonious, but their identity, individuality is important too.
Yeah. We seem to be having no problem joining like a federation of stars, for example, in a lot of fantasies, but they would have that as a difficulty. We seem to be very much more outgoing and friendly than their star, but I wouldn't know like if it's evil, good, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Hostile. Did you keep the recording on while we were inside?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking it's gonna be too short, and if we do just like until this thing runs out and you come outside and put it on again.
When I think of their star, I see water, which is like emotion.
Huh?
When I think of their star, I get a sense of water, like being symbolic for emotion.
Oh, okay. I heard leaky motion and I was like, what? There's definitely a bug inside my clothing. Some kind of creature that feels like an ant. And whenever I poke it and try to grab it, it falls deeper in my clothing.
How many pages should I? Well,
Yeah, there's definitely a creature in here.
you want to go in and take your pants off in the bathroom?
No, I think I can get it eventually. It feels like there's one in each one of these pant legs. I hope it comes out on its own, but that was definitely a strong sensation of something walking on my feet. You were saying?
How big of a book should I strive for if I write about this anthro civilization?
A few hundred pages around. Decent, but not like overpoweringly large.
Yeah. I knew my second book was going to be anthro related, but I just never realized how I would do it.
Yeah. Gonna be good. Now if something suddenly starts gnawing at my asshole, I'll be worried, but if it's just the legs, I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's the problem with wearing shoes. You don't notice early when something's climbing up your leg. You notice it when it's like at your knee or something.
He kind of, oh.
Yep.
He kind of laughed a little bit when you said bug in your asshole.
Yeah.
He said, imagine a bug biting it and it bleeds, and that was kind of funny to him.
Yeah. Nice. A merging of the military and police often ends up with enemies of the state being the people. That's why police and military are different things, and why a police state is a bad idea, because then the police controls the military. The military's primary function is fighting corrupt police officers,
You said the military's better fighters than the police.
usually speaking. Perhaps I would say that the entire military organization as a whole is perhaps worse than the police. That's why they're on the outside. But on an individual level, an average soldier is definitely more conditioned and able to fight against an average police officer. Reminds me of the story where after World War II, when soldiers came back home and found in some cases that the police had become entirely corrupt, they got the weapons from the armory and had a fight with them. There's like cases of that I read when I was younger. Very interesting. I get a feeling that the US police does not like me, but the military likes me.
Have you heard that black belts can lose in a street fight?
Yeah, it very often happens. It very often happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not invincible. But if you're able without sufficient experience to defeat somebody who has like 10 black belts in a like martial art, the first black belt isn't that big a deal.
Yeah.
But somebody who has like 10 black belts
10
in
degree?
martial art. Mitä?
10th degree?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I said what in Finnish. Somebody like that, then you are really good at fighting.
Yeah.
The first black belt isn't such a big deal, but it's still like good.
What martial arts style usually wins in UFC? Grappling or jiu-jitsu?
It's usually the guys who are good punchers and grapplers. So it's like a versatile style. If you're very bad at grappling, you almost always lose. But then again, so you do if you're like very bad at punching. You have to be versatile. A lot of people still agree that Bruce Lee would absolutely dominate the UFC. That it would be a dominating.
What about Chuck
victory.
Norris?
Nah, man. Chuck Norris is good though.
Well, he's like 80, isn't he?
Yeah. But Bruce Lee in his younger days would, according to the opinion of almost all the martial arts like people.
What do you have the
absolutely
1-inch
dominate.
punch? He could like knock you out or kill you
Yeah.
or something with 1 inch.
Yeah, there was a black belt standing in front of him, and he was like prepared to like do the thing, and he did like a 1-inch punch and knocked him back to a chair and then to the ground. You know, that was nice. But it seems to me when he does the 1-inch punch that he pulls his arm back to some distance and then punches. When I looked at it, instead of just like doing a 1-inch punch.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me.
How does Bruce Lee drink his water?
Uh-huh.
What's up?
Methodlessly. Always with a different method.
He said there's a little bit of a drug problem. They take drugs to kind of suppress their sensitivity, to kind of dull themselves.
Same with me and cannabis. I think I may do a scald flight today
Oh, interesting.
because I haven't been doing one lately. I haven't been
A relationship one?
one where I watch videos relating to her and movies relating
Yeah.
to her. I haven't been doing that lately. I could reinforce the desire a little.
You never sent me that link yet, did you, about the blocked videos you want me to download?
I sent them. I sent the channel playlist thing and a number for everyone that I
On
want
Bring
to
Forth?
download. I sent it on the Anthro thread in Anthro thread in gallery.
Oh,
I put it there because that's currently what we're like talking and discussing in, and I feel like not splitting it. I want to go around naked. I'm absolutely sure that if I go around naked when I'm alone here with Loki, he's gonna bite me in the nuts. One of those moments I'm gonna walk by him and scratch my nuts and he's gonna think, oh, sausage being held in hand, I will bite. Know what I mean?
have you seen the? Have you heard of Amazing Atheist?
Yeah.
He made fun of the Christians.
Yeah.
He made fun of the Christians, saying, "When you're down in hell and demons gnawing on your balls."
Have you seen pink guy?
No.
He's very funny. He's like an Asian guy who wears a pink costume and does like weird things. Like once he wore a horse head costume and collected like magic mushrooms from the forest and boiled them and ate them on camera. It was really weird. You go like, whoa, that's a lot of mushrooms.
Have you seen the guy who tries to garden on salvia? He takes salvia and he tries to.
Nah.
He's like,
I gotta watch all these things. You gotta link them to me.
I don't remember which one the Amazing Atheist was. He showed a girl with a big booty, and he's like, I want her to sentence me to death and smother me.
It's like, if I had to choose a method of death in the Goddess series, it would be smothered by Erd's tits. Like, definitely. Those things be huge, man! Or like Keiichi when he's a girl. These things are even bigger than mine. I wonder how common it is that girls compare boobs, each other's boobs, and go squeezing them like jokingly. I wonder how common that is.
There was a joke about a guy. He's like, he tells the girl, "I'll give you $10,000 to suck your boobs," and he's touching them or whatever, and she's like, "Okay," and he's like, "No, that's too much." He got it to where he could touch them, but when
yeah. There's one girl in the video that gets like 10,000 something like chess money or something, like actual money, but from the Czech Republic, for tattooing the side of their webpage on her forehead.
Oh,
she's like, okay, it's really weird. I would spend the money on removing the tattoo and save the rest.
Somebody tattooed something on the bottom of their feet. That's like the worst place, I think.
Wow. The shaft of the peener may be a little more difficult. You gotta tattoo a dollar bill there because you like seeing money grow, you know what I mean? Like, you know, one of those Mad Magazine central folds that you like turn into a new picture.
Oh.
You know that design when it's like a picture that you fold in the middle and like turn on top of itself and it becomes a new picture.
I think. I'm not sure.
Okay. Tattooing something like that on your dick so that it looks like a $100 bill and a $1 bill and has a text on it that says different things when it's at a different state. That would be like, nice. We should have our own radio station and get paid for it. That would be nice work. We would have like the voice for radio. That'd be very nice work. The Pagan Radio Station, now on San Antonio's public network. We'd be lynched inside an hour. A local would come for us. The Witchcraft and Sorcery Central. You playing with fire there, pal?
Talking with aliens wouldn't be really accepted, would it, in society?
No, not in our society and not in this society. But Canada is a good example because their defense minister said that he's seen an actual UFO in Area 51 under US control and seen aliens in US control.
Yeah.
Canada's defense minister, that's pretty high up in there.
Huh.
You know, in the public sphere of things. That's the most public and high profile character that said that in public. Others have said things like they suspect it, but he openly said that he's seen one in US custody, and that was like Canada's defense minister. That's the highest person who has leaked information, I believe. Sad that the TV got disconnected. I was thinking of showing your mother that clip because she watches YouTube on the TV a lot.
Yeah.
Like when she has her like watching period, I would have told her to watch that one. It would have been very nice. It would have been helpful. I'm almost out. It will probably be 10 more minutes.
When it gets to ash, does it start tasting burnt?
Yeah. But it's still acceptable if it's good quality weed. You can still distinctly taste it. In this, I can still taste the hemp lucid. We should really have our own radio station, you know? It would really be fun. Calling people and playing music and such, it would be fun work.
Yeah, but we're silent a lot of the time too.
Yeah, but that would be fun for radio as well. You know, because you don't always need to talk. Feel every uncomfortable voice, silence. We could be the man radio, you know what I mean? Sitting in the darkness and hearing the birds chirp.
Audio Visions. There's a channel called Audio Visions.
And I basically have my own TV show with the podcasts. I'm making them
Yeah.
so deliberately and uploading new stuff so deliberately that I already have like my own media channel, and I'm content with it. Like, I do feel like I want to play Fate today. Like I want to make again a good honest attempt to reach a eco-fanatic friendly ending. I can probably do it if I go full consumerism. I can probably do it while banning energy sources and doing so because the food production won't crash. But when you go eco-fanatic and people don't want to earn money anymore and make them like fully green or like completely green, however you want to view it, the value of work decreases so much that there's a global famine because the economy collapses. That's like according to the Oxford material, not me. That's not my opinion, that's the guys who made the computer game, and they're probably like Oxford mathematicians and such. So...
Is this going to be our last recording tonight?
I feel like.
Because you could do masters, but I want to start editing after you're done with masters or
Fate.
I want to edit
also,
them, and
it's also possible we'll do one more today, but I don't want to exhaust you for tomorrow. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I want to maintain the instrument. Did you notice how quiet Bring Forth is now?
Really? Oh.
There's like 5 posts on the front page. Everybody's gone quiet. I haven't even seen Relaxo post, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen everybody go quiet, and I'm like, this is what I was afraid of. Like, very literally. Starts to show a picture of me that I'm indeed God in that community, or God in like flesh, and when I get banned out, the entire community dies. I'm starting to see a picture of that, and I don't like it. It's still there, but it's definitely not the vibrant, loud place of exchange of interesting ideas it was a few months ago. It's like a memorial for Carla.
Well, they come in waves, so it may pick up later.
Yeah, I think so too. But it does feel a little nasty.
You've seen my avatar on Bring Forth, haven't you? It's a hyper real anthro.
Yeah.
The yellow one.
I recall it, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
It looks kind of like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of style I want my anthro drawn in.
That isn't hyper real, by the way.
It's more real than cartoony.
Yeah, it's more real than cartoony, but hyper real looks like physical real. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I think, but I can't be sure. You can make it so that it actually looks physically real in cartoon drawings, and that is what I'd consider hyper real. Then again, hyper realism is very exaggerated, so whatever. This thing needs to be stirred up. Don't break on me, little stick. It's not getting burnt well, it needs to be stirred up. Are you gonna leave for the trip tomorrow?
Maybe not that soon. We gotta pack everything, and we want to leave some morning. Probably tomorrow will be too soon, but we'll probably pack tomorrow.
Yeah, then we can do another recording today. I probably want to talk about the fate on the record at least a while.
How long are your podcasts usually? Are they 2-3 hours?
1 hour, but I do a series of them because my recording program that I used couldn't do more than 1 hour. But when I get home, I'm gonna install OBS Studio and I'm gonna make a lot longer ones.
Okay.
You can make at most 10 hours before YouTube rejects it. So now that I know that, I tried to upload a thing that was me recording the activities on the laptop for like a day.
Yeah.
But YouTube rejected it, so I have to make hour-long videos. Less than 10 hours.
Our first day, we did 6.5 hours of talking,
Yeah.
but my computer, my editing program gave an error when I tried to render out that long. I can't do more than 3 hours.
2 hours seems the limit from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a little longer than that. 3 hours is probably the limit.
Yeah.
Because there seems to be a couple of ones that are 2 hours long. There's a very insistent mosquito on me. It's gonna bite me somewhere and it's gonna hurt.
What image do you want to use for today's talks?
What's been the main topic? Do you remember?
A lot of the anthro, but a lot of
Politics and anthro, you know.
politics and scold a little bit.
Yeah. You could use a different anthro picture. You may want to use the blue one. You could find a new, better representation of your anthro from all the pictures, but the blue one looks a lot like him in my opinion. But you can probably pinpoint a better one now.
Yeah.
Maybe a guitar.
Because he plays guitar.
Yeah. And we've talked about that in the beginning. It's probably a guitar.
I can't put a picture of that guy that I found because that's copyrighted, I'm sure.
Yeah. Damn it, I got that mosquito, but it didn't die from my squeeze.
Yeah, I looked up his name, Ray Fumwa.
Yeah.
Ray Fumwa, yeah.
Yeah.
And I searched Google Images for that, and I found this Thai guy
Yeah.
that's very friendly and stuff. He's a singer-songwriter. And my Anthro played guitar for me before I even found that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a scald flight, but I'm gonna visit the ambulance and justice system first. I'm not gonna connect the thing I saw on Facebook with the guy resisting arrest, basically by saying that, you know, he's a lawyer and he knows that you can keep filming the police officers. Basically, because the US is a police state where the police get to do what they want, and that's been the case for a while now. And I saw when I clicked on the police thing, the first response was police shoot man with like a toy gun or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't a toy gun, it was a pellet gun, I think. Which to me is clearly the police officers saying that if you push this issue, we'll shoot this guy. Which to me seems like a threat from the police, but I'm not surprised in any way, shape or form. So I'm not gonna do that because it seems a non sequitur, because I can't link the thing from Facebook, you know? If I could link the thing from Facebook, well, because it seems to be on a private, it was on Snoop Dogg's private feed, I would link it and then link the police response and then link ambulance and military, but because I can't do that, it would start with me confronting the police and then ambulance, which seems wrong. Seems the wrong order of things.
Have you heard that song, I'm Blue, I'm in need of a guy, I'm in need of a guy? He actually says Abadi, Abadai, but it sounds like I'm in need of a guy.
Yeah, I've seen that song. I like it.
It's like my Anthro, he's blue. But,
Yeah.
I hear the song The Thunder Rolls by Garth Brooks playing in my head.
Nice. I'm gonna stir this once more, then smoke the rest like fairly quickly and then go inside. I would estimate between 5 and 10 minutes remaining, possibly even 15, depending on how fast I go through this. The thing with the oil is really durable. Oh.
What do you get when? What does it mean when you see an image? Like I see miners, but when I ask, are there miners? I get a no. So I see something, but when I check in, I'm getting like, no, that's not accurate or something.
You're probably misinterpreting what you're seeing. You said, did you mean miners?
Like mining for gold or something.
Okay.
I don't know if they use gold as currency or whatever.
You're probably seeing some kind of representation of like something else, like us working, digging deep to find like the valuable things or something instead of like miners themselves. It's probably some kind of miscommunication instead of communication from an outside source interfering. That's what it seems like. Though it's possible that it's an outside source sending things like use this for energy, click. You know what I mean? Cling is probably the sound I was aiming for. Have you thought of installing the Boink thing more?
Not really.
Yeah. I can show it to you today when I'm on the computer. I linked it to the thread at some point.
I love this anthro, but am I in love or is it just love?
Yeah, good question. Or is it lust? Lust is probably what you mean by love in this context, though.
Yeah. When they say love at first sight, it's usually lust at first sight, isn't it?
Yeah. In this particular case, is it you being in love or just having love? You know, loving the fact that something loves you instead of being in love with the person. Hating loneliness so much, you know what I mean? Which is it? But that's, you know, the question.
Well, I get why I'm crying because I feel love so much.
Yeah, that's like the question all loves go through, I think. You know, I think worship is a hostile act. When you worship something, you're being hostile towards them on a deep level. You know what I mean? Instead of becoming God like them, when it's God that you're worshipping. When you worship God, you're basically saying, take care of me, like be my eternal guardian, instead of being a God that is like able to help God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're giving away your power.
Yeah, if I truly were God, I would make worship like a, you know, crime in my religion. I would kind of be like the early Bible that said like the real religious worshiper goes to worship in the closet instead of in the church.
Yeah.
I would be like that.
I see him like bowling, bowling with the pins and stuff, and I check in and I get yes, but how could they have something that's so specific to us?
That's life.
It might be misreading, but
I think they have the same thing. They probably have.
it's a little different, maybe the wooden pins instead of.
Yeah. It's probably so similar in cultural similarity to us, the whole civilization, that they also play football and American football, like soccer and American football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How many podcasts talk about communicating in real time with aliens?
A few of them. I've even made a channeling podcast where I first asked the question aloud, go into a trance and allow them to answer through me, then disconnect the trance and then ask a next question. I've even done that as a podcast. It was very exhaustive work, but it's very good. It was, I believe, the Ethereal podcast. Thought that was a mosquito, but it's actually dirt in my pants. There's definitely a strong covert struggle inside the US going for the soul of the US. That's like kind of like the election system, but it seems to be mostly between it's mostly between like conservatives and liberals, kinda. I can really sense that there's like a struggle going on, but it seems like it's being managed by the election system quite well. It seems like that. Under a Republican president, the police force seems more eager to to like engage moral wrongdoers, but also more eager to like disengage. While under a Democrat, they're fairly hard to get to engage somebody, but it's almost impossible to get them to disengage from somebody. I would say that as a foreigner, I perhaps like the Republican police more than I like the Democratic police. I don't know though. It's a hard question. 11.
In their bowling, I get that they use 13 pins instead of 10. And that the holes, because of their stubby fingers, the holes are closer together.
Yeah, I get something similar too.
It's more challenging because 10 pins is easy to strike. I don't know where the other 3 go.
I feel like they're behind the 4, like in the last row or 5 or whatever it is, like in the last row. That it looks like an arrow instead of a triangle. That seems like what they're doing. Could be wrong.
Have you seen the video of a robot that grabs a bowling ball and goes, and it throws the ball through the air and it hits the pins like in midair?
I haven't seen that.
I need to find it.
Have you seen the video where the one lady bowls or the guy bowls and throws the ball into the roof and the plates come falling down?
I think so.
Yeah, that was nice. Grasshopper on my arm.
That was funny. The robot slammed the pins.
Yeah, I think we can go inside. Now it was nice. Bye, everyone. Started to smoke.